Welcome to Analytics with Nags.
In this video, we are going to see about what is DAX, and if you are looking for what is calculated column or measures in SSAS, then this is the video for you. Basically, DAX is all about creating some calculations and that should work dynamically. And if you want to compute some derived column in SSAS tabular, that is called your calculated columns. Let us try to see the differences when to use what in this video. If you are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button right now to learn the concepts in SSAs. Let us try to understand what is DAX. DAX is a library of functions and operators that can be combined to build formulas and expressions used by Microsoft BI tools. And it's a functional language where full code is kept inside a function. So this is a book definition of it. So if you are not good enough to understand this definition, just consider it like this. You want to compute some calculations like sum of sales, or sum of sales plus minus the tax amount equals to profit. So these kind of calculation that should happen dynamically. Then you need to go for a formula. You will write some formulas, right, in Excel. In SSAS, we will call it as DAX. Okay, writing a formulas is your DAX. As simple as that. So when you have DAX, when you learn DAX, where and all it will be useful. Predominantly it's used in Power BI, Power Pivot, SSAS Tabular, Azure Analysis Service. So all these things is works on based on the tabular model. Okay, so the all these tools. So once you learn DAX, you can use any of these tools. I mean, you can apply your DAX code in all these tools. Because underlying logic behind all these technologies are same. Okay, that is why DAX, when you learn, it is multiple benefits for you. You can easily cope up with other tools, AS and Power BI or Azure Analysis Service. With this introduction, let us go on to what is calculated column and measure. So you will use DAX predominantly for this purpose. Like either you want to create some derived column or calculated column, or you will create measures. Measures as said, calculations that happens dynamically. So let us see what is a calculated column. So calculated column expands table by creating a new column. Stored along with the table consumes memory, less analytical capability. Meaning like you have a table, and we will shortly see the example so that it will be easy for you. And what about the measures? Measures is summarizes the data into single value. Okay, so it returns single value, and based on the data you want to view, it will be splitted. Okay, I mean it will be sliced and diced. Calculated at runtime, no storage of your physical storage involved. Only the calculations are stored as a metadata script. This is the calculation you need to do. That is what it is, and it will not be stored anywhere. I mean, while you are viewing the data, it is temporarily stored. As soon as you close your session, then the measures are not stored anywhere. Just the calculations script are stored. Rich analytical capabilities. That is the core logic behind this. So let us quickly see some examples so that it will be very easy to understand. So you want to create a new column, right? So you have a product item and you have a category. You need to combine it and put it in a new column. In those cases, you can have the formula like this. Product item, this is the concatenator symbol, ampersand, concatenated with hyphen and product category. So you have 10 rows, 4 columns in a table. Okay, and when you have this code, you will have a fifth column that is for all 10 rows. That is your calculated column. This is one of the typical example. Even you can calculate this sales amount minus cost amount as a calculated column that happens row by row. Okay, let us see here. Now what about this one, right? this is the example of measures, like what you want to do. So you have 1,000 rows in your transaction, and you have 10 columns, and one of the column called sales amount. For those 1,000 rows you have some sales amount. You want to sum it up, okay, aggregation, and store this value. You want to see the whole, what is my total sales, and after computing this total sales you will slice and dice like different dimensions, like by product how much sales, by location how much sales. So this will happen dynamically at the time of your drag and dropping your analysis. Okay, yeah, it's typically like a pivot table when you create it. So I mean this, so basically what predominant difference when calculator measure is that these are physically stored, okay, in your storage device, and whereas measures, it will not be stored. That is the main difference. Similarly, you can see that sum of sales and sum of cost amount. The difference here is it will happen row by row. For each row it will calculate this sales amount, and if you have 1,000 rows it will happen row by row. Whereas this calculation for those 1,000 rows, this will have we give it one value. Say for example 10,000 is your total sales, and cost price is something around 3,000. Okay, so total value, so this will be calculated only once, for only one scalar value subtraction, 10,000 minus 3,000, that is your calculation will happen. Okay, it will sum it up, after that it will perform this operation. Okay, that is the key difference between your calculated column and a measure. Another typical example over here, previous year sales, like you want to calculate the sum of sales and you need to wrap it around a calculate function on top of it. Calculate is a powerful DAX function that will alter your filter context. So it will be like same period last year sales date. So what this calculation doing is like, this is trying to calculate the sales for the same period last year, assuming you are viewing the data 2018 January. When you analyze it, it will have the 2018 data January with 2017 year January. So you are trying to get the previous year same period. Even if you are working with a quarter, that will have a previous quarter value comparing. Okay, so that calculation will be resulted using simple calculation. So that is what it is basically. Like you see the definition, it's a library of functions and operators that can be combined to build formulas. Like this is your typical formula. Okay, and you have, this is sum is one function, this is same period last year is one function. These are different functions. It contains lot of functions. That is your library of functions, and use it to calculate some behavior. I mean, what you call, that is called your DAX. So using DAX, either you can create calculated column or measures, and using this you will implement a lot of other features. That is what it is so important, and it is used in all these different tools. So now we will quickly see a demo in how to create a measure and calculated column in SSAS tabular model, and after that I would like to suggest, I'm not going to take all the DAX calculations, since you see like we have a dedicated DAX playlist in this channel, where you will have a lot of DAX functions, where what is the use case of it. Same DAX functions you can also use it in SSAS tabular model itself. So this video is all about giving you the overview of DAX. Someone who is new to this channel, or new to this, newly learning SSAS, for them to give a quick introduction about what is DAX, what is calculated column and measure is all about. And when you go through this, and whatever logic used here, it will be implemented in Power BI. Same code, you can use it in SSAS as well. So all the DAX functions, remaining DAX functions, you can refer this playlist. The link to this playlist will also be given in the description as well. With this note, let us try to create a calculated column and a measure in SSAS tabular model. So let me open SSAS tabular model now. So in our previous video, we have already opened SSAS, created and deployed one of the tabular model. The best way to open is like go to recent and you can choose recent tab. But I would like to suggest go and open project and navigate to the path. Okay, so basically here it will be in videos, SSAS projects. Okay, so you have a solution file. As I said, this is the main solution file that will have all your entire content. This is your project file. Okay, solution file we'll see. So click on that. This file I have created in my previous video, like create your first SSAS tabular model. Just watch that video if you are not seen that one. So this is our tabular model view. This is solution explorer we have seen, and we already created one of the DAX measure here. You see here, this is the area for each table. You have a lot of space here underneath a table in the tabular model. Tabular model explorer view. For each table, you have different cells. Like it's like writing Excel formulas. So we have already written some of the DAX. You see same sum of sales amount, right? First, we will try to create a calculated column as we mentioned before. And what I'm going to do, so I will combine these two columns, like let us say like product alternative key and product name. Okay, for that, go at the end, just click on give a product new name, just like that. Then start entering the formula at the top, right? Click on this column. You can see at the top here, you can start writing the formula. So you start entering the column name, the product alternative key, dim product, that there is a huge, lot of columns here. Product alternative key, ampersand, right? As I said, we are going to implement it. So there are different attributes and things you need to learn. See, this ampersand is not for strings. If you use it, is considered as concatenation. Okay, so and then product English name, product. Okay, let us go and navigate it here. English description. Okay, that's it. So once you put it enter, you see here, I think description is empty. No, English product name. So I put description. That's why it is English. You put it here. Another one will appear. Just put enter. Now you can see I combined this product alternative key and product name, and mentioned here, right? This is the thing. So product new name. So what happened now, for each row in this product table, it has stored, so it involves some storage. Okay, all the values are stored here. That is the key objective of it. That is the calculated column. You want to derive a new column, that is stored here. Whereas you go to the sales amount, the DAX for writing a measure, right? This is also a DAX. So this is typically a DAX to create a calculated column. And for writing a measure, right, you need to click on here. So this area is for measure area, creating a measure. You cannot create a calculated column here. Calculated columns can be created only on top of, next to the other columns. So this measure area, now already we have written it. Just we will try to write some other formula which is over here, like sum of sales minus sum of cost amount. Okay, let us try to write it. So I don't think we have a cost amount here. We will write, see, we have already written one DAX here, sum of sales and sum of tax. So total profit is nothing but sales amount minus cost amount. So either you can write it, you can subtract sales amount minus tax amount after calculating like this, or you can write directly profit new equals, as I said, you need to put semicolon and equals to, so sum of there should not be any space. Okay, first of all, sum of sales amount, sum of sales amount minus sum of tax amount. You see here, as I said, this is just a calculation. Okay, both gives the same value because what I profit happening here is you are subtracting measure 1 minus measure 2. Here I'm directly calculating that those two calculations. Here I'm ignoring the entire thing. Okay, forget about it. So basically what I'm doing it here. So you see the difference between calculated column. Here each row for the value is stored. Here the measure, it is not stored as each column, so it's a calculation, the total of this particular sales, total of tax amount, that will calculated and stored here. So when you analyze by different dimensions by product, this will be splitted. So there are 5 products, so each product contributes somewhere around $50,000 something, so it will be splitted and it will show. So that is how this calculation will work. So that is the best practice to create measure. Okay, so this, with this introduction, I'll stop this video. You will understand what is calculated column and what is measure and when to use it, right? So if you like this video, hit the subscribe button right now and comment below for your queries. Do remember that data is your asset.